Greetings from Jacksonville, Arkansas. Today is Monday, November 10th, 2025. The time is 3:57 p.m. You hear my tea kettle whistling behind me? Let me get this turned off first. And you can hear it whistling, so we know that water is nice and hot. Look at that steaming action there on my tea kettle. So I got that turned off, you guys. And I actually have some ground beef that I had to add water to. I know it doesn't look advertising. It's a whole 1 pound roll of frozen ground beef that I had to add water and bouillon cubes to. And thaw it out. I'm getting ready to drain the liquid off of it and dice it up. I'm going to be making like a tomato-based pasta using elbow macaroni and regular spaghetti. But that's a story for another day. We are in the midst of a shutdown. This is the first time in America history, the United States of America's history, that we have had a shutdown to last this long. I'm grateful for what I have, but I am out of granulated sugar. And I have did various coffee videos and tea videos where I've did reviews on various coffee items and name brands and off brands. And I'm out of the Starbucks Crema Collection salted caramel coffee. This canister is completely empty. Seeing is believing. As you can see, empty. There's no instant salted caramel Starbucks coffee in this canister. They don't give me a lot. This canister logo reminds me of, at least the emblem reminds me of Royal Crown hair grease, hairdressing that they used to sell back in the day. They may still carry it at some of the African-American hair shops, but I remember the can of hairdressing or bergamot had a logo. It didn't have that same symbol, but it had a logo engraved in the top of the can. I'm doing a coffee video. In this cup, I already have took this instant coffee from Always Save that actually have been blended with the Walmart Great Value instant coffee. I found out that this instant coffee, Always Save, the flavor, the color of this coffee is light brown. It's not medium or dark roast. It's very light. It's even lighter than a blonde roast, and it takes a lot of scoops of it to make it work. So what I did was, since I'm not a big fan of the Great Value instant coffee, I took that brand and blended into the Always Save instant coffee, and now it's strong enough. It has the right blend. So this is what I have put in this cup, along with Always Save non-dairy coffee creamer, and with the Great Value caramel macchiato coffee cream. I also put in some allspice right here, and some cinnamon, and some whole cloves. Trying to get that pumpkin pie effect taste in the coffee. Normally you would put this allspice and cinnamon like in your sweet potato pies and your pumpkin pies, or put in, I believe I put in 1 whole cloves right here. I do have some cinnamon up here, some extra cinnamon. So I'm going to make coffee and I need sugar. I can't use this granulated sugar because it is contaminated. See how big the blocks are? And the sugar is rock hard. It's rock solid inside of this bag. I mean, super hard, okay? I'm not going to try to break it loose. I mean, I don't know what caused it to be like this, but I have purchased other sugars since discovering this was been like this, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to use a sugar substitute. And I'm not talking about equal or neutral sweetener. I don't use equal or neutral sweetener or sweeten low anymore, because I discovered that those are fake sugars. That it only took like 1 pack to sweeten an entire cup of coffee, right? It had a nice flavor, but what they discovered in their lab is that the fake sugar causes cancer and other types of medical conditions. So when I said sugar substitute, let me show you what I have to use in the midst of a shutdown. Y'all, it looks like I'm missing a paycheck. Thank God my rent is paid. And some things went up as far as the cost of living. But y'all, I pray that my account will post and that the missing check will show up. I know that there are people working on furloughs. The issue with the people who are on EBT food and EBT cash benefits from the government that have not received their SNAP benefits or their EBT cash benefits, so bad that the federal workers have been going to food banks for food. And some food banks, even in New York City, ran out of food and told the people to come back next week. So as a result, the state of New York said that they will put the people's benefits on their cards. The federal government is supposed to do that. So, but I'm thankful that I have food, clothing, and shelter. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing here so that I can enjoy myself with my coffee. So in this cup, I have already blended some coffee grounds. And this white here, this is powdered creamer that I showed you. Coffee cream. And then I also went in with some Lipton iced tea grounds. This is a tea bag that has not been opened. This is the logo for the tea bag right here. And I actually have a Lipton tea bag that I've already opened that's in this box. And I put those grounds in here. Y'all, tea leaves, whether you're steeping it in a bag, or in this case, I actually open the bag up and sprinkle a little bit in here directly. And it operates as an antioxidant, as a antibiotic, and it operates it is an herb because it's made from a leaf. Tea is made from a leaf. And so this shea, also known as tea, has healing properties. So I get the best of both worlds. So where I blend the tea and the coffee together, so that for health benefit reasons. And I actually have videos of me blending tea and coffee together, and I will include that in the description box. But you all, for the first time, I am going to add powdered sugar to my coffee blended with tea. Now, I have never used confectioner's powdered sugar, which is the white sugar here, in a coffee or a hot drink. Normally you would sprinkle this on, like, let's say if I was making a funnel cake, and I haven't done those in a while, and you just use pancake filling and you just kind of spread it out in fresh cooking oil, hot oil in the skillet, and you form like a pretzel. And you take it out without, have to drain it. And then you can just sprinkle it quickly with powdered sugar. Have you ever gotten any of those plain cake donuts from Walmart Bakery and you were hoping that they had icing on them? Or at least powdered sugar? Or even the Edelman's brand, with review on the Edelman's powdered donuts. You all, that those plain ones could use some powdered sugar. This is suggestions of things you can do with this white powdered sugar. Okay, so let's see if I can get any information on the powdered sugar, and then I'm going to open this bag up of the powdered sugar. and put it in my coffee, and I'll tell you what it tastes like and if it works as a good substitute for regular granulated sugar. So the ingredients in powdered sugar, this powdered sugar, is sugar and cornstarch. So it does contain regular sugar, and the white powder is the cornstarch. So cornstarch is a thickener, and it may cake up when it's exposed to heat without first blending it with a little bit of water. I do have a little bit of the 2% milk. I have a taste for cocoa. I had some cocoa that I just end up tossing out that I never used, but I actually have a taste for some hot cocoa. We have a cold front. I woke up to temperatures, freezing temperatures. It was in the 20s today, and it's snowing in most other regions. And cocoa warms the body up. Y'all, I have opened up the powdered sugar, the confectioner's powdered sugar right here. And hopefully it doesn't cake up on me. That wouldn't be good, but I know that cornstarch usually have to be modified from its original version. And I'm just going to go in here and use this. Let me set this Walmart bag over here. It's trying to fall on me. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead without further ado and put in some powdered sugar into the coffee. Honestly, you guys, I hope that that's not going to make it too sweet. I mean, you know, powdered sugar is super sweet, right? So let me set this over here. I didn't measure it because I have never put powdered sugar in coffee before. Let me take a snippet. And it looks just like cornstarch, but it has, we know that powdered sugar is super sweet. You ever had any on top of a French toast or a waffle or even funnel cake, as I mentioned, or even a powdered donut? So you all, I'm blending the white powdered sugar with the coffee creamers and coffee and teas. And now I'm going to grab my tea kettle and give her a try and see if this sweetens my coffee, since I don't have regular granulated sugar and I needing to get some sugar from the store and some regular liquid cream. And speaking of liquid cream, I also brought out this Always Save evaporated pet milk. This is the store brand of what we call pet milk or evaporated milk, and they go by names like Carnation and pet milk. And sometimes if you don't have regular coffee liquid creamer, you can use a little bit of evaporated milk in your teas and coffee. It has a strong flavor. You don't use a lot. And then of course I have the low fat milk as well. Okay, here goes. Please don't cake up on me. Y'all, we're gonna find out if this cornstarch inside of this powdered sugar gonna cake up, and if it's going to deliver the sweetness that I need for my coffee. Look at that. That looks beautiful, and I hadn't even stared at it. Look at the color of the coffee. Let's set the tea kettle back over here. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion on using powdered sugar to sweeten the coffee. Y'all, first of all, I must say that without even tasting it, hopefully it's not too sweet, but hopefully it be sweet enough. Y'all, look how pretty this coffee is. I didn't even use liquid coffee creamer, which I prefer. I hadn't even put any regular sweet milk in there yet. I only have, for creamers, I only put in the non-dairy coffee creamer, Always Save brand, and the caramel macchiato from the Walmart. Y'all see the color on this? And look at the froth. I did not even use any of the Starbucks. As you see that the Starbucks salted caramel is completely empty. I finished that off yesterday. And I didn't have that much. So y'all, this looks beautiful. I may have found something. I may have, if it tastes as good as it look, y'all, powdered sugar may be the new thing to sweeten your coffee with. Let's take a look. Let me do a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, I come to you at this hour. I thank you for food, clothing, and shelter and life. I pray that this coffee blended with tea and confectioner's powdered sugar for the first time will be nourishing to my body. And Lord, I ask that you replenish my pockets and let me all my bills be paid in Jesus' mighty name during this government shutdown. And I'll be so careful to give you all the praise and the glory and watch over my children and grandchildren and my loved ones and my neighborhood and landlord. Amen and amen. So here goes, you guys. Don't worry about the grounds. Some of the tea grounds, it just makes it even better. And that's, like I said before, it's like a herbal medicine, but not really herbal tea. It's better. It tastes better. So here goes. And then some of that is allspice, like pumpkin pie, cinnamon in the coffee. Look how pretty that looks. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. Wow. My coffee is sweet. Okay, let me taste it again. Wow, that's hot. Hold on. Y'all, it's delicious. The only thing is that I need to add a little bit more of the powdered sugar. And I'm just taking some snippets too, by the way, you guys. I just added, as you've seen, more of the confectioner's powdered sugar. And let's see if it's gonna have the consistency of the sweetness and sugar flavor that I like in my coffee. Here goes. Okay, so now it's sweet. Y'all, I have just discovered that powdered sugar can sweeten your coffee and teas when you're out of regular granulated sugar during a government shutdown. Y'all, I am in coffee and tea heaven. I'm going to play this video that's titled SNAP Benefits Still in Limbo as Shutdown Continues by KTHV 11 News in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Lawmakers at the state capitol pressing for answers about when Arkansas families will finally see their SNAP benefits return to normal.
The Department of Human Services says they're doing everything they can, but with the federal shutdown still stalling funds, there's only so much lawmakers can do.
THV 11's Tamer Knight explains the updates from DHS and what it means for families who are still waiting.
Well, Hayden, Karen, yesterday's meeting was all about answers for thousands of Arkansas families who depend on SNAP. DHS leaders say they're working around the clock, but as they told lawmakers, their hands are tied until federal funding starts flowing again. The Arkansas Department of Human Services testified before lawmakers Thursday, providing updates on the SNAP benefit delays and other programs now in limbo because of the ongoing government shutdown. The initial plans was to pay benefits at 50%. However, yesterday morning, DHS say they got guidance that it was at 65%. Now, officials say furloughs, while delayed until at least November 22nd, are still likely, and several federally funded grant programs, like temporary assistance for families in need, remain suspended. Lawmakers say families are paying the price for.
Y'all, I paused the video of this news clip. You can go to KTHV 11 News here in the state of Arkansas and watch the full video yourself. And I don't have copyrights to this news clip, but I paused it just at the part where the newscasters say that in addition to the food stamp benefits, that other programs like cash assistance or TANF, TANF, that is not for families that are in need, has been suspended. And so initially people think that it's just the EBT food stamps, and that is federal workers that are not getting paid on and are working on a furlough. And if they have gotten a payment, it's like half their paycheck and things of that nature. But you all, this video is one of the first newscasters that I've ever heard them say that the program called TANF, for a temporary cash assistance for family in needs, which a lot of single parents have that while they're waiting to get child support payments, they'll get like, if you know, like temporary cash assistance known as EBT cash, which is different from EBT food benefits. And so this means that the parents that are low income, for be it single parents as a mother or single parents as a father, that maybe it's in the middle of trying to get a child support case established, and in the meantime they go on these temporary EBT cash benefits. Y'all, they didn't get paid. Not only did they not get their food stamps, you all, they didn't get their cash benefits for the single parents. Y'all catch that? This shutdown is real. So I don't know when the government is going to reopen. We know that Thanksgiving is coming up, and that a lot of people, I know that some churches give away free turkeys every year, or organizations. Was it last year or year before last? They have a Nigerian African community in Little Rock. They gave away frozen turkey meals. And then in other areas, churches and other organizations give away frozen turkey that you have to cook yourself. And in some places like the Compassion Center and other shelters may cook a meal for the people who are homeless or something. And I noticed that even in neighboring cities like Sherwood, that people just began grilling hot dogs in their yard, saying, hey, if you hard up for a hot dog, come and get one. Or if you just want a hot dog, come and get it. They're saying, don't let the shutdown stop you from eating food. And they had a lot of donated items. I saw that on the news as well today. But let me get back to my coffee. I just wanted to point this out, you guys. Other videos out there with the same title that say SNAP benefits still in limbo and shut down by other newscasters, but it doesn't cover Arkansas. But you have to go to KTHV 11 News. Y'all, back to my coffee. I'm going to go ahead and finish with this note. And I just want to bring something to your attention. You know that I did a video review on the salted caramel instant coffee by Starbucks. I'll be including that in the description box and any other related videos. But the Starbucks in North Little Rock, Arkansas shut down. It closed down. I believe they were on John F. Kennedy Boulevard or something. Wherever they were located at, y'all, they closed down. But they claim that this business right here is booming. It's called 7 Brew. Pumpkin Blondie. Ooh, I bet that's good. I kind of already have my own Pumpkin Blondie, but that's an iced coffee. And then it got the Blood Orange 7 energy drink. They got Cinnamon Roll Mocha. Oh my goodness, I bet the Cinnamon Roll Mocha is delicious. And I'm not a big fan of iced coffee because I haven't really drank any. But that makes me want to drink some iced coffee with these type of flavors. And then they got, what is this red one? Blood Orange 7 energy drink. That's kind of going to be more like a Gatorade or Kool-Aid or juice or something. Actually, since it's an energy drink, I actually have a video where I blended Kool-Aid with Powerade, which is a sports drink. And I will include that in the description box as well. So I just wanted to share what I'm up to today. I thank you guys for watching. Just look at their menu. This was put in my mail. And speaking of mail, y'all, I had important government mail wrongfully returned back to the office. They pretend it wasn't deliverable. And they're trying to get us to use our regular physical address instead of our box address outside. Physical address where I live, because that's for service address and for deliveries only. And I've had some stalkers, some entities, and I don't feel comfortable with that. I have a brand new key that was given to me when the United States Postal Services here in Jacksonville, Arkansas, put brand new boxes out here where I live. And they gave us a brand new key with it. And now all of a sudden they sitting back mail and pretending that I don't live here, that it's non-deliverable. I'm talking about time-sensitive mail that requires recertification each year until I go back to work as a business owner. Then I can switch over on my medical coverage to something that can cover me when my income goes up and increase as a business owner when I start back working. But as long as I don't go over a certain amount, I can get medical assistance from the government office. It helps to cut back on the co-payment fees and stuff. And y'all, they sent that back to the government office. I guess they were hoping that I would just curl over and die and not have any medical coverage. How evil is that? I just heard an entity, a boy, say, "That's right. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Get out of my spirit mind. I've been voodooed, you guys." Okay, I'm not trying to take away from the video. I thank you guys for watching. Look at that delicious coffee. I had covered it with some foil while I went to the TV. And I am going to enjoy. Without further ado, I thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next one. Hey y'all, I'm just going to insert this clip on today, which is November 10th, 2025. It is Monday and the time is 4:54 p.m. And I just wanted to add this. I'm in Jacksonville, Arkansas, that in addition to the powdered sugar, confectioner powdered sugar, just as a suggestion if you run out of granulated sugar, and you can actually sweeten your coffee up also with original syrup, your pancake syrup. I had to use some of this yesterday in my coffee with what little bit of sugar, granulated sugar that I had left, and I forgot to bring the original syrup around, and I used all of my International Delight hazelnut coffee cream yesterday as well. This canister is empty. And it delivered, you know, as far as flavor is concerned. You can sweeten your coffees in addition with powdered sugar as a substitute. If you run out of granulated sugar, you can use powdered sugar, and you can also use some syrup.